All right, folks. This is the round of 12, not the round of 24, as things show there on screen. Just wanted to double check. DauT's Bull was going to come in there. All right. This is a big best of 5 here. And this has been like an all-day qualifier, right? DauT played earlier and won 3-1 against Classic Pro. Hearttt played earlier and won 3-1 against MBL. And the winner here might just be favored in their best of 7 to make it to Nilly's Apartment Cup 5, which is going to be early January. Now, DauT, big figure in our community. Hearttt has had an amazing year. And his series against MBL, he looked incredibly smooth, especially on this map. We've got 2 massive names. And again, winner moves into a decider tomorrow in a best of 7 to go to Berlin for the main event. Hearttt has gone for the Saracens here. And DauT has gone for the Malians. And this map has some really interesting aspects. So just to break those aspects down for you here. Obviously, you've got the berries around the TC. You've got the boars, right? But you've got the main chunk of wood around the outside, right? That's where players are going to start. But eventually, when you run out of these golds, there's only 4 tiles available near the TC. Players are going to need to chop through this wood and then into that gold area, right? So that timing is kind of fairly critical. Also, in the middle, you've got the 3 fish. And then you have the potential to actually take the shore fish, which are spread out around as well. So, funny idea I saw someone say earlier. Technically, once you take the shore fish, you could take the shore fish and you could build a dock there. You could actually fit the dock into a little tile there. So, think about this. Let's say you're an imp and you can make cannon galleons. You take the shore fish, you build the dock, you make a cannon galleon, you delete the dock, and then there's just a cannon galleon there. And you don't even see the water. That will never happen, but yeah, that's where my brain went. Malians should be better at the dock approach because the cheaper wood buildings. And that is really what DauT is going to need to shine with here. The flexibility of the Civ should allow him to afford a little bit more. The nice thing for Hearttt is the Saracens don't need to have good balance. They can be pretty crazy without balance because of their market and the market rates. So, Saracens can be really tricky, and I would say that DauT is normally the Saracen type of player. So it is a bit interesting to see Hearttt go for that. But, Hearttt didn't actually find his llamas, which is ironic because people call him the llama. And DauT's going to scout and just confirm there's woodline on the back here. All right, so people, I was saying earlier, just for perspective for YouTube, that like I asked people if they ever looked back and were like, man, when they were a kid, they were really stupid, right? And obviously everyone said yes. And I explained how every Christmas, I basically apologized to my mom for like the same thing. And it's just like plagued me and makes me cringe that I was like this. So here's what it is. So we were in a solid spot, right? My family wasn't like wealthy or anything, right? So, you know, like come Christmas time, it's like, what do you want? And I tell them. And back when MP3 players and iPads were kind of in, I don't want to say competition, but let's just put it this way. Everyone wanted an iPod Shuffle or an iPod Touch, or no, it was, no, the Nano, the regular thing, the one with the wheel. Anyways, that was my number one thing. That's what I really wanted. I asked for an iPod, and I got an MP3 player, which was great. Revolutionary technology for the time. DauT just now making a barracks. Wow. So he went up quick for a fire galley. But my friend got the iPod. And so I cried. And I didn't yell. Wasn't mean, but I cried. And my parents probably did not feel good to see me cry when I found out my friend got the iPod. And that, oh God, I want to go back and slap myself. It bothers me. So yeah, that's my thing. Every year, I'm just like, why did I do that to my freaking mom? And then she never really remembers. Or at least that's what she says, so. Kid says, I want to slap you today. Okay, calm down. That was like 20 years ago. All right, calm down. All right. So action in the middle. Now, you never really see players commit that much here. Hearttt is actually making a second fire galley. This is going to be the first time I think I've seen someone make a second fire galley here. DauT opening with an archer range. He's going to go archer spear opening. If you look at what DauT has seen, sorry, trying to click the scout here. He didn't see the stable opening. But he saw the villagers on gold, but he doesn't know it's going to be scouts yet. Hearttt does know DauT had the barracks, but doesn't know it's going to be archers yet. So honestly, if I would have assumed based on the civs, I would have assumed it goes the other way around. One player, the Saracen player would go archers. And then the Malian player would end up going for scouts. But guys, like at this point, there's 100-some food left, and DauT's obviously going to take some of this. So, you know, DauT, it's not the end of the world to lose this control. Obviously, though, good investment here from Hearttt. Heartt's going to have that food. And DauT went fast feudal to try and get, you know, the jump here and get a big timing advantage here, and it hasn't really worked out for him. Also, DauT getting wheelbarrow right now, which I can only assume is a reaction to him getting population capped. And going wheelbarrow when you have 0 farms this early is actually not good at all. That is, you know, farms benefit from wheelbarrow the most. So now in that time where you're researching, you are falling behind in vills, and you're not finding as big a benefit. So I really like Heartt's start here, already transitioning in towards farms. Has plenty of scouts. He obviously saw this the whole way through. And it's a best of 5. There's plenty of strategic maps saved up here for DauT. Heartt's going to want to take advantage of this. He doesn't know, of course, some of the things we know behind this, but I'm really liking his position right now. Still having villagers on the shorefish is a nice bonus. And his army comp is so good. And like, Hearttt on the standard lands map, while this is a little far from standard, is just so smooth. There's a sense of, like, inevitability about it, right? And which is what the best players tend to have. DauT moving forward. More spearmen, more archers. Malian spearmen do have the extra armor. So that could really help DauT push this. DauT also has fletching. And DauT actually taking pretty good engagements here right now. And so much for inevitable. DauT might still feel like he needs to fall back here shortly because the skirmisher number's growing. But the last couple minutes haven't been awful for him. Good micro from DauT. Yeah, by the way, my MP3 player, I think I told you guys this, but guess what group I had 2 albums on the MP3 player, and then it was filled. It might have been 3 albums. I'm pretty sure it was 2. It was like 30 songs. In sync? Okay, come on. How low? Really? Linkin Park's a great guess. It was not. Obviously, I eventually broadened my horizons a little bit. Toto? No. Incubus? Good guess. American Idiot? Great guess, but no, that was later. Actually, no. I had the American Idiot CD. No one guessed it yet, really. I'm not sure if it's going to be good or bad. It was Fall Out Boy. Early Fall Out Boy, they're very different now. It was freaking sick. And even before From Under the Cork Tree, all right? The album that has Chicago Is So 2 years ago, they're a lot more grungy. Oh, it was good stuff, man. I forget what album that was. Maybe that was the name of the album. Anyways, look at Heartt's resources, thinking about the next age right now. And, I mean, it's a little risky because DauT has added in scouts here to push back those skirmishers. But, you know, Heartt's just got enough to hold for now. And the scout number isn't that high for DauT. He did lose one of them. There's another one behind this. And still no eco losses. As I say that, villager finally goes down for Hearttt. DauT forcing the issue here. Nice pressure from DauT. Thankfully for Hearttt, he does have the other gold over here. Can someone tell me the name of that album? One of my favorite albums. You know what? I'll shut up. I'll shut up. We save this for in between games. Sorry. When I get going, man, I can't stop. All right. So, now, does DauT know about that other gold? And what do you do, right? Like, do you walk all the way over here just for him to just hop back into TC and go over to this one? It's kind of tricky. Clearly, he just wants to keep an eye on what Hearttt is up to on this side. Is losing some archers, though. Well played from Hearttt. And I think DauT, throwing away these spears here is a bit weird, right? He's going to come over now with the scouts. We've got DauT going range, stable, Did use the market and sold all of his stone to accomplish this. But so did Hearttt, and Hearttt forgot about this villager. What are you doing out here, bro? You are out way past curfew. You should not be out here. We had skirms earlier in the day from Hearttt, and his skirm control is really solid. I think we also... It's not out of the question for him to possibly combine knights here. A lot of people think camels with Saracens, but like I think a knight or two in early Castle Age could do wonders for him. Especially to DauT's eco if it gets in. Good guesses, though, guys. Great groups. I feel like, you know, if you're here watching Age of Empires, you have to have semi-decent taste in music, at least, right? Good stuff. I had thought about doing a stream for like 3 hours where we just talk nostalgic music and like current music. But I'll probably never get around to doing that. Alright, Scout's still out to maybe push back these skirms. No elite skirm upgrade yet for Hearttt. That does take a little bit of time to complete. So, you know, you kind of want to get that one. If you can. I think he needs a little bit more wood. Also, the knight was a little later than maybe it could have been. Gives DauT a little bit more time to pressure this. DauT 2 stable, so it's going to be mainly knights, but he needs the crossbowmen in the mix as well, especially if there's going to be any skirmishers. Or, sorry, not skirmishers. Camels. The crossbows need to be alive for that. And Eco KD 2-2. And a nice back and forth game here. Both players with very similar approaches where they go for the water. Hearttt won the water. Both players using the market a lot and going for ranged units and stable units. So, I mean, this to me is just kind of what the series is going to bring us, guys. I hope you're ready for this. This is going to be great. Now, the scoreline to avoid for DauT is 2-1. The last 5 times or 4 times, I'd have to look it up, I've seen DauT be up 2-1. He has lost 3-2. There's an ongoing curse for DauT. That would make me worried. These camels, without bloodlines, have 125 HP. 5 more HP without bloodlines. That was a recent change. I still think 145 HP camels is... I don't know. You know, I'm still thinking back my MP3 player days. You know, that's a lot of change for me. Saracens are really solid. A lot of people think they're one-sided, but great range units, great infantry. Actually, they're not an infantry civ, but they have those options. Full upgrades on their calves, cav archers, have the Mamelukes, have the siege, have good monks. Actually, Saracens arguably more flexible in the long term than the Malians here. But for DauT, you know, it really would have been like the savings, right, of all this wood. And thus far, I haven't really seen that pay off just yet for him. But notice he is chopping this wood line here. And he will eventually go through to the gold. Now, he actually has to chop 3 layers with that lumber camp. This would just be 2. But that's too much to think about. Hearttt skirmishers have been sniping archers like it's their day job. And it is their job. I don't know if they're getting paid, but 6 units killed. I'm guessing every single one of them was an archer. And 7 crossbows will not help that much against camels at this point. DauT is adding monks, though. And DauT has always had just enough. DauT also shifting to stone at the moment. Notice there is just 1 tile of gold left for DauT now. 300 gold remaining. And Heartt's going to fit a TC there. Now again, I talked about this in the other cast. It doesn't feel like you can always fit a TC. And I don't like how I can't see it be possible for DauT to fit a TC, but Hearttt can do it. I just really don't. I imagine they'll look at it this week. But like, so the way, you can't build on this terrain. Now, I don't know, maybe DauT could build a TC now and just like delete the lumber camp. But the fact that Hearttt can insta TC here is really nice for him. It feels like that's the only spot. But 2 great players and 2 worthy opponents here. The level has been extremely high. And DauT is going to save up for that TC here in no time. Yeah, I think the way that DauT would have to do it. No horse collar for either player, by the way, so farms will start expiring pretty quickly at this rate. The DauT might need to delete the lumber camp. But if you delete the lumber camp and then the TC doesn't fit, that's a big pain. Does he delete the lumber camp or can he fit it somewhere else? Like, he wants the TC there for sure. Big fight to look at. Conversions could happen on both sides. Saracen camels are the chunky ones. And DauT's units aren't engaging. He wrapped around the other way, but the micro not there for DauT. Maybe he went that way to kill the monks. But his crossbows kind of get pounced on. DauT does have good numbers, though. In the end, Hearttt will win this fight. DauT not choosing to bail on this fight maybe feels like it's good enough, and it is actually just good enough. The amount of running that DauT did worried me there. But considering he lacks HP on his camels, and considering he didn't engage right away, the position he got was actually decent enough. I don't know, maybe the fight would have been better had he engaged differently, but this basically becomes a bit of a camel war here, with skirms then, of course, being there on the other side for Hearttt. Okay, so you can TC there. Okay, I think it's just a visual confusion. You know what I'm trying to say. Sorry, words are hard for me right now for some reason, but I don't think DauT actually had to chop anything in order to place that TC. It's just a little confusing. 3 camels for DauT, about to be 4. It is 4 camels for Hearttt, and he's staying on 4. I've yet to see a game really go late on this map, but it feels like this could be it. For the love of God, both players need horse collar. Farms are expiring like crazy. Auto farms on. That just keeps cycling. You're wasting a lot of wood. And res collected for those curious. That's reflected here. DauT has collected more, according to this. 1,000 resources more. That's impressive. DauT going for infantry now. Ooh, DauT is a very big fan of infantry. This is unique. Going pikemen here probably wouldn't happen with any other civ. But because Malians get extra pierce armor on their infantry per age, DauT's probably thinking, yeah, he's got skirms, but my armor's enough. I still think you need camels too, but a combination of pike and camel could be pretty good here. Any other civ you see these barracks and you're thinking it's going to be the longsword play. A great job from DauT to hop into the TC there. And right now, Hearttt is the aggressor. Hearttt will drop TC number 3 behind this. DauT does the same. What a series this is going to be. I hope you're happy you're here for it. I hope you're nervous for him right now, right? Both players would love so much to be at NAC 5. Maybe I will, you know, if one of these players qualifies, I'll go to fist bump them on camera, and they'll just completely ghost me in front of 20,000 people. Because that's what Veleza did. You know, Veleza in the qualifier as well, and you best believe if he's actually there, I'm going to make sure we get a fist bump on camera this time. DauT trying to loop behind here. It's a bit interesting, right? Hearttt sees these buildings and sees the flags. So I like the switch here. I like the decision to go into archers now. But, like, how much gold does Hearttt have left? Okay, so Heartt's got 150 gold left, and he's just about through. DauT is also very close to being through. So this will go from, like, 0 on gold for DauT to, like, 10 on gold for DauT. Also, horse color coming in. I mean, like, that's a big... That to me, is a really big deal right now. So is Bosalt, too. A lot of the wood aspects of this game going to be better for DauT now. So he's chopping wood faster, and he's saving more wood. So he also is a civ that doesn't spend as much wood on buildings. So, a bit more flexible in terms of what he can do. Alright, here we go. Oh, man. Those skirms are not in a spot I would want to be in right now. Oh, man. DauT had an opportunity there. Maybe still does. Misses the shot. Would love to see a cheeky demo from Hearttt, but probably doesn't have the gold for it. Here come the pikes. You're kind of okay tossing away pikes here. Big shot. You're definitely okay tossing away pikes. Heartt's monks all got conversions already. There's lots of pikemen in there. The mangonel's still pushing. The DauT damages his pikes more than the skirms, but if he can go for the monks and kill that, the healing potential won't be there for Hearttt. Does feel like, though, DauT just ran out of numbers there really quickly. Now, he's going to make more pikes, but now there's crossbows from Hearttt. And, you know, that pikeman switch, when your opponent has ranged units already, it never really feels natural, which is going to lead DauT to just make more of them. Oh, I love it. And get an extra armor upgrade. He's like, well, The idea is sound, but clearly we need numbers. And clearly we need more armor. And, I mean, the armor's a big deal, right? Not having that second armor upgrade makes that engagement, especially now, feel a little bit weird. But Hearttt, he's following all the right steps. Like we said about Saracens earlier, they have so many options, right? And now we just have Redemption coming in for the monks, and Hearttt should be able to convert some pikes, but also just convert the siege. Big concern for DauT, because it's like, what's your next step then, right? Do you go back into stable units, or are you just stuck here? I think he will be happy at least that Hearttt isn't pushing him right now, but the second Redemption completes, there goes Hearttt, and Hearttt will convert that mangonel. And there's ever a player who just, like when an important unit of his gets converted, commits even further to a bad fight, it would be DauT. And, you know, he backs away on this one. And those camels have 145 HP in Castle Age. Ballistics now coming in for Hearttt. More and more crossbows combined with those skirms. The ranged unit control should be great. Camels not, though. And now DauT's going to go Knights. This is wild, though. So really like this from DauT to check the side. I also really like how Hearttt is slowly chopping through to this. But he's done a great job with this area. DauT has as well, obviously. So honestly, you know, crossbow camel against knight pike, if it was just that, I think I might prefer knight pike. Nah, it's Saracen camels. There's lots of range units. This gets wild here, folks. DauT also about to place a castle. If he's confident, he might hold on to that stone. You know how DauT likes to play the game, people. It's classic DauT quote. He says, I build castles to end the game. Which means he either loses the game with the castle, or he wins the game with the castle. That is a safe castle. Now, building's starting to get converted here. DauT needs to complete this. DauT's concerned. He doesn't have many... He needs the final armor on his knights to have any chance being next to all these ranged units. Here comes DauT. DauT needs this castle. It's a tale as old as time. Anytime DauT's in a game. And he's going to take this fight. And what he does end up doing here is clearing out the majority of the camels. And he also gets his castle up. So not the worst engagement ever for DauT. I know it's going to look bad on the KD, but it allows him to breathe a little bit, which is what he wants. And now that the camels aren't there, he's thinking maybe the siege could work. You know, maybe the knights could work. Does just continue to keep fighting here and really forcing it. And again, +2 armors in. I like this fight a whole lot more. Without that final armor, this to me feels like easy trades for Hearttt overall. Good shot there from Hearttt. Misses, actually. DauT gets hit. Nice shot. But DauT is not up to Imp. Hearttt is. And Hearttt will go strictly for Arbalest. DauT also checking over here now. So DauT really thinking about these gold areas. If he could maybe get raids in constantly on gold and gold, just back and forth, Hearttt might not be able to defend. So that's good. This, you know, DauT could maybe also TC and take some of this area too. But this is still an area where Hearttt can get gold. Hearttt can also use the market to get gold. There's finally armor coming in for DauT. Couple camels from Hearttt being created. That should put an end to the night raid. So it's 3 versus 5. We'll see. Knight's heading into back of the eco. DauT's starting to spread his wings and fly a little bit. And this is what happens when you go up to Imp like this, right? You cut the army numbers. He didn't have the camels for a moment. And DauT's investing into the other areas. I mean, if only DauT knew about this. Does hit the farms, though, here. Does win that fight. +2 armor will be in. DauT's about to have 20 knights. And I don't know if you guys sense an aggressive castle coming, but it feels like maybe DauT might consider doing that soon. And Hearttt needs gold in order to get the upgrades in Imp. DauT is going to stop production from here. And he's going to see this castle! He's going to see this castle, and Hearttt has to wall, but I don't think you can fully wall that because of the map. Because the stone terrain. You can't. Because it's how the map works. DauT! It's not walled! Oh, that castle could be denied. Well, not fully denied, I guess. That's incorrect. DauT also looking over here. Knights and mangoes. Heartt's units are repositioning because of the new pathing. He's definitely clicking them that way. Units will go the wrong direction first on the current patch. And it happened again there. It happened again. Like, that is so bad. And probably so frustrating for Heartt. DauT's knights are headed to the back. This is giving DauT a lot of time to breathe. And Heartt's got to just take some deep breaths here. He's still okay. He's defended this gold with the castle. He's got good saturation there. He can defend from the raid from DauT. And he now has to now start thinking about a push. Now, this is DauT trying to meet these knights up with these pikes. Heartt is not going to let that happen. Beautiful little house wall from him. All of DauT's knights go down, and Heartt has continued to take really good trades today. Like, the fights always seem to be so solid for him. Not many relics on this map. I think there's 4, and each one's in a corner, but I would say both players should try and get them. And, wow, I mean, looks like the army comp is going to be pure knight from DauT. Pure knight pike. Malians do not get help, so pikemen feel kind of weird in the late game. Ooh, DauT with outposts. Sneaky stables. Ooh, this is the type of thing. It's like, Heartt needs a valuable push that really makes DauT react all the time. This stuff can get out of hand fast. You need to put an end to this quickly if you're Heartt. Heartt coming with the treb, looking for a target. But Heartt has an army comprised of mainly crossbows and mainly skirms. And did he sense that DauT is there? He sees DauT is there. DauT can kill that. But the camels are now going to meet up, so maybe not. DauT gets final armor now. We'll probably see him click Cavalier as well. But, you know, this is now... These buildings can always produce units unless you destroy them, right? So that is something that Heartt's going to have to direct his attention towards. All right. Heavy Camel on the way. That does take a long time, but it's going to complete the same time that Cavalier completes. How much does armor matter here, folks? Like, Heartt's still working with the first feudal age armor and the first feudal age attack. DauT's going to be up 2 armor upgrades there. If DauT can get Farimba to get the +5 attack as well on the Cav, which is really expensive, that could also be good. There's another castle from Heartt. Now, this is, again, to protect that area. DauT's now got castles on both sides of his gold. I think if Heartt had, like, Castle Age armor, I'd feel a lot better for him. But I think DauT could take a good fight, especially considering the pikes being in there. Let's see. Funnily enough, you kind of want the pikes to come last, right? Like, now you pull the knights back, DauT. You pull the knights back, DauT. You don't pull the knights back. You take the fight. You just YOLO it. You just patrol in and hope for the best. Heartt is the micro. DauT, he doesn't care about that. It's all about units. And right now, it's looking like a pretty close fight. And it's just that extra HP on the camels. It's 170 HP after the heavy camel upgrade for the Saracens now. No unique tech needed. DauT still, though, takes the better engagement, will take the treb, and Heartt is now down to 25 military. DauT still got stables back here, massing units he might hop out with soon. How much did armor matter there? Heartt just checks. He's like, what am I missing? He's getting Castle Age armor, but now you've given DauT free reign to maybe raid you. It's not free. There's castles up with good upgrades. That'll be tricky. But wow, that was like the first really good fight for DauT in a long time. And like not having crossbows in the mix now does mean you're stuck solely on Camel, which opens up the opportunity for DauT's pikemen. And pikes, well, like DauT will take this fight because he's got pikemen hitting Camel. He's okay with that. That's a reasonable fight if you ask me. He hops out of these stables and he's got the numbers. He's got the +7 attack now as well with Farimba. Villagers will melt back there. And Heartt is still looking at the middle. Heartt is being trebbed on the side by the Lord. And it seems to me like DauT may actually be moments away from closing out this game. If he can keep it up, right? And he can keep it up because he's not being raided at all. And because he's got full control of his golds at home. His eco's set up. The pikes have actually been amazing. And I mean, if Heartt loses this, DauT's just going to place one of his own castles there. And there's just raids coming in everywhere from DauT. DauT didn't make it to last year's NAC. He lost in the 7th game. I think it was to Nikov in a decider. He lost 4-3. Actually, no. Both qualifiers, DauT lost 4-3 in last year. And I know it took a toll on him. I know he really wanted to be there. And he's looking good right now. This wouldn't, of course, qualify him. It wouldn't qualify Hearttt either, of course. This is taking them to a best of 7 tomorrow. But DauT just really, like, went from 0 to 100. That's the thing, is, like, Hearttt took a bunch of good fights, but it never led to the next position. It was like a good fight, and then he fell back. The second DauT finally found the good engagement, it feels like it led to so many other good moments in this game. And, you know, the pikeman having the extra armor really helps DauT. It's a throwaway unit. It's a trash unit. I guess Hearttt did have skirms, but beyond that, Hearttt hasn't really had a unit that he can just kind of mix in there, like the pikeman. And the GG's called. DauT wins game 1. What a great game there from DauT. Honestly, Hearttt is going to be like, it's got to be like, whoa. Because Hearttt played that as good as he played against MBL. He beat MBL, a stellar player, 3-1. And DauT just did not break this game. What consistency he had. In the end, like, he did have really well-balanced eco behind this. Look at that. Maybe some of this has to do with, like, being Malians and whatnot, but, like, I guess in theory, right, you can afford to take slightly worse fights the first 3-4 engagements of Castle Age if you have the slightly better eco. I think some of that is Bowsaw, some of that's Horsecollar coming in when it did. Some of the upgrades Hearttt caught up on, but it didn't necessarily have the payoff. But this was like, the fight that happened here, folks, was just like so close. I just wonder if maybe if Hearttt has like one more upgrade, maybe Arbalest, maybe armor, maybe an attack upgrade. Like, if this fight goes differently, DauT never spreads his wings to fly like this. That was really, really cool. So anyways, great first game, folks. Full best of 5 will probably be this good. So strap in. Okay, folks. Game 2 here. DauT won the first game. This series is going to be amazing. The map is Beach Fight. But don't say that in the game because it actually just muted it. It's just a whole bunch of bleep. All right. DauT's gone for the Byzantines here. And I just want to explain, before I touch on the civs too much, because it is kind of a civil war, Byzantines versus Romans. An important aspect of this map is the extra sheep on the sand, okay? So that is hugely important right now. And that is what players are looking for. And there is a little bit of RNG as far as that's concerned, because you don't know exactly where they're at. But looking for those extra groups of sheep is what they're both doing right now. Now, what they will know, that in the north, there's extra hunt. And I guess berries. And then in the south, there's extra hunt. That is always consistent. And then the majority of the golds is always in the corner of the map. And I think that used to be visible in some versions. I think this was originally a Battle of Africa map back in the day. But the gold is not visible. So you will know it's there, but it's something you have to think about later. Now, notably, this is one of the rare maps where there's actually no stone. So, selling your stone is kind of risky, unless you, well, just want to buy it back, which is very realistic. But still, like, castle drops, not really a thing. So, cataphract's not really a thing. So, I actually don't hate the Romans matchup against the Byzantines as much now. Someone said, I see stone. Am I wrong? Am I blind? Or is I don't think there's stone. Yeah, there's 0 stone. Yeah, there's 0 stone. Okay, thank you, person. You know, the Romans have 5% greater efficiency with their eco. And that is a consistent bonus, which could really help out. They're usually like infantry cav civ. So think like knights, pikemen. DauT would love Romans. Like, DauT loves to go longswords with them because they get the double armor. But yeah, I would expect that, like, you know, if Romans go heavy infantry here, Byzantines would have to play more towards their archer line than they would have to play towards their cataphracts in the future, right? I have seen this matchup many times on Arabia, and the Byzantines always freaking win. It is like, If it's a normal game and there's access to stone, the Byzantines are just insane. Because as most of you know, Byzantines kind of have an option for all civs. But the... they have an option for all civs, but obviously, you know, that one big option is Cataphract. All right. Someone says, time to listen while driving. Be descriptive, T90. What? What? Did you see that? Oh my goodness. Whoa, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Oh my God. Wow. Thank God we witnessed this moment. Sheesh. Oh, thank goodness. Wow. Really sucked to not be looking at the screen right now. Okay, they're driving. That's irresponsible of me. Hey, stop trying to look. Look at the road. Somebody crashed into the back of my fiance this week. Maybe he was it my fault for not being descriptive? Is he a big fan? Stupid kid. All right. Looks like it'll be archers for DauT. You notice it is very choke pointy through the middle. Is this walled? Oh, wow. That's funny. That looks like a hole on either side. Ooh, wait. Okay, this one's connected. That's connected. This isn't, right? I think that is a hole. Over here, oh my goodness. Heartt's trying to bring in an elephant! Heartt's trying to bring in an elephant because he's actually going for fast castle here, and the villager goes down. And if Heartt also has a hole in his house, this could be huge. DauT bringing villagers, because DauT's going for feudal age against fast castle. And I saw this earlier today where somebody tried to go fast castle doing the same thing Heartt just tried. I don't think it's that radical. I think DauT's fast feudal, though, was able to find the scout there and get the kill. DauT's got one range coming up. And he wants a tower. You can't build on this sand, I believe. So the tower would be in a really weird spot. Vills are going to have to rush here for Heartt. It's kind of funny. If there is a hole, it's like, do you even have wanted to go through there? Where would you tower? Well, that's kind of on the sand. I think I'm wrong. Certain maps have certain terrains that don't let you build. So, okay, Heartt's in feudal. He's going to make a tower. I think Heartt should delete this tower. Well, no, I'm stupid. No. Obviously don't. There's archers. But, like, in an ideal world, you tower in a different area. And DauT wandered all the way over here to just cancel his tower and is now going to try and tower somewhere else. Okay. But, I mean, what is Heartt's going to go for here? Ironically, I wonder if, like, double... I wonder if longswords is a possibility. You're so at the limit if you go fast castle. Man, that elephant would have really helped. That extra 400 food. I still feel like there's a hole here. But it's like, it feels like Heartt would have checked that. That's super weird. Again, could be a big deal. There's not a hole here either. I think it's the trees, man. And, like, the way they lean. There's a reason why people use mods that are, like, the same type of tree. Tower goes up. Heartt is up to the next stage. Heartt has a stable with it, too. And, honestly, apart from losing that villager, if Heartt can get armor and, like, 3 knights, everything DauT has around here is in trouble. Ooh, DauT going to make a market, his favorite building. Alright, there's the stable. DauT should know this. Actually, scouts being added from Heartt. That's interesting. They will have decent enough vision to know that DauT is out there on the right side if he tracked where those villagers went. That's an interesting move to add the scout there. This is like a very MBL move. A lot of players are going to save those resources for the knights. I actually really like this because you can get, like, good intel. I like the fact that Heartt did that, and already the scout's going to pay off here. Like, that is not something that DauT expected at all. If only Heartt would have actually had all the scouts here, right? Because he might have been able to kill that archer and kill the villager. There's Heartt. Maybe about to see an overchop here at DauT's woodline. DauT adds the spearman at the perfect time. Gets a nice poke there. And DauT is not clicked up. And now Hearttt. You know, he's got 5 scouts, but I wonder if, like, maybe 2 of those scouts could have just been canceled, and then we could have seen armor for the knights that are coming. Oh boy, DauT's going to try and drop this. So, actually, this tower is denying this gold. This tower would deny the next gold. That's the idea here for DauT. He's bringing more spearmen forward. This has to happen now, and Hearttt, got to be careful with those villagers. No armor could be a problem. No spearmen for DauT could be a problem. If armor is in here, that knight's not going down as easily. I'm a little surprised. You see how quickly the knights die without that first armor. Hearttt should have that understanding, but it is obviously a high-pressure scenario. DauT's put him under a lot of pressure. DauT streaming forward the cheap spearman to help out. And now Hearttt has no gold. And now that's painful. Now what you can do is Heartt's going to lose another villager here. You can actually delete your house and or your barracks and attack this because there's an area to do that underneath. So I actually think that's something he needs to be trying. Also, if you're already behind, trying to use your knights to just counterattack here is good, but like, it's this guy, and that's it. And his shield is striped, and he looks cool, but a striped shield and looking cool is not enough. The Siege Workshop now for Hearttt. Maybe thinking of Scorpions. The Romans do have good Scorpions. DauT, this just is a trap every time. Don't do this. That is a bad building for you to see here. Can you imagine if Hearttt could get a building here and blocked out in, and then the Scorpion just feasted on everything? Ooh, hello, Knight. Well, Hearttt doesn't have any other units to micro, so he's going to micro that Knight like the nerd he is. DauT tries to kill this off, and Knight runs away, and DauT still hasn't clicked up yet. Tower doesn't fully deny the gold, apparently. I feel like that's in range. But maybe they're slightly out of range. Sometimes the prioritization of towers is weird. It happened a couple patches ago. I think. I don't know. It's always been weird for me. I always feel like I need to tell the towers to do their job if there's a building close by. But there it did start to attack the Scorpion, so I might have just been DauT paying attention to it, though. It's hard to tell. Scorpion's obviously out on the map. DauT lost an archer, but hops in with the other 4 archers into the tower. And DauT's just going to chill up here with these villagers. And guys, I would say the biggest thing that I didn't discuss here, that I didn't, like, remind you of, right? And I know this. You guys don't need reminders. You guys know everything. But remember, there's no stone. So DauT, he bought stone for this tower rush, right? Which is pretty incredible. This market was for this tower. And then, of course, everything else, which DauT needed to balance his eco with. Double stable in the north from DauT. 0 defense. And Hearttt looks like he can't do anything until he clears up these towers. And what a great position for DauT to be in. He's just done such a good job at locking down these golds. What we might bring it back to is how wise it was from him to go over to this gold and then come back for this gold. I don't think Hearttt was expecting that. Couple archers behind the wood line here. Spearmen are going to be sacrificed. But that's just to keep this tower up for as long as possible. DauT's got crazy vision over Hearttt. He's got Hearttt surrounded. And Heartt's going to need to come out with his hands up pretty soon. Scouts are here! Scouts for the mangonel! Tower stays up! Hill bonus! Repairs! Oh, that's huge! Hearttt can't afford to make another one! So the tower still stands. And this is all before knights come from DauT. Because now knights can come. DauT has gold, and knights cannot be stopped. Knights are the final step to win this game for DauT. And with how close the first game was, how important was that win from DauT now? Like, that one fight, you know, that's what's so, like, backbreaking about the situation for Hearttt. Is, like, you think, like, man, maybe if I had an extra upgrade or 2 of my camels in game 1, I lose this game, it's 1-1, it's whatever. DauT. I said the scoreline DauT needs to avoid is 2-1. Because the last 4 or 5 times I've seen it be 2-1 for DauT, he has then somehow lost 3-2 in some heartbreaking finishes. So he says, fine, we go for the sweep today. We go for the sweep. Tower's still there. Archer's still doing their thing in there. Somehow have unlimited arrows. It feels like a position where DauT could win the game right now. A way to get ahead, obviously, would be to add a second TC somewhere. He just needs to hold this position. That's it. He doesn't need to do anything else, and Hearttt knows it, and the GG's called. Wow. I want to go back to when Hearttt found that villager here. Because the other time I saw Fast Castle today, it was Jordan, DauT's teammate, also kind of tracking it against Ganji earlier on in the day. I want to go back to that moment because that felt like a key to me. But I don't think that was everything. So, okay, when does that start to happen here? Way earlier than this. It's a 9-villager start. Okay, so obviously Heartt's going to head over there. Did DauT just get fortunate? I think some of it's just good fortune, right? You got to be in the right spots. But he's basically finding out now that Hearttt is going up to... Yeah, like he's finding out now that Hearttt is going Fast Castle based on what he sees. Is he checking the north? He was thinking about that. Like, okay, let's see if he's up there. And then that's good awareness, actually. That's super good awareness from DauT. Because Heartt's going to block this elephant so he could bring in the... So he could still bring it in, but... Honestly, though, like, that aside, I think Hearttt creating the scouts and not having armor for the first couple knights was the mistake. I think if his first 2 knights have armor, this tower actually gets pushed. But he lost villagers there, he lost his knights, and he was trying to be sneaky adding the scouts, but he really had limited food. So I think that, you know, getting armor would have maybe been enough, and it's hard to say, of course, but that was maybe Heartt's only moment back. DauT did a really good job with his position, denied the gold, obviously knows the rest of the gold is towards the corners. I'm sure he would have checked that, and DauT up 2-0. Very well played. Very easy for things to go wrong there. There's the res collected. All right. So this is maybe the biggest sheep matchup you've ever seen. Britons might have something to say about that. We've got game 3. We've got DauT playing as the Tatars, the civilization where the sheep last longer for them. So they'd be like 150 food from every 100 food on the sheep with the civ. And then the Gurjaras can garrison their sheep inside of mills and get a food trickle because of that. And also cows, by the way. So for now, Hearttt is out looking for more in the south and has actually been very unlucky here. Being down 2 games, you'd hope for a little bit of good fortune. Miss those cows, miss these cows. And then DauT, he is actually scouting the north in full. And a whole bunch of cows are wandering on home here. So, thus far, I mean, you're expecting Hearttt to find some, but thus far it's been pretty good for DauT. And remember, I was catching up to live time, so it was pretty fast. And then also it is a 9-villager start, so things typically are a bit faster here. I could see with all this food it making sense for both players to maybe consider going scouts. I really like the Gurjaras here. The matchup's interesting. You know, I feel like DauT will really like the Tatars because of the potential of going Cav Archers. But the Shravamsha Rider could technically be a problem there, so I don't know. I expect a lot of stable units, the potential switch to the archer range from both, and there's some more unique things we could potentially talk about later, but I think that's all we've got for the time being. I had something to say. Okay, weird little story from my childhood, which my family always tells. So, I wasn't born at this point, right? My family was camping, right? Living the dream because I wasn't in their lives yet. And my sister was like, I don't know, like 5, 6 or something. And they're driving through like rural Pennsylvania, okay? But it's like the sticks, right? Trees, bushes, woods, right? And they're seeing deer on occasion because, you know, it's the middle of nowhere. I guess my sister was, like, young enough where, you know, she didn't necessarily know all her animals yet, or so they thought. So, they're driving, and my sister apparently was like, I just saw a cow. And my dad was like, how does my daughter not know what a deer is yet? You know? He's like, you didn't see a cow. And she's like, yes, I did. I saw a cow. And they're like, no, you didn't. And apparently she got really upset, so they turned around, and right in the middle of freaking nowhere, not near any fields, was just a random cow. So yeah, that's the story. That story's done. That's a big story in my household. Scouts coming out here for DauT. And there will be scouts as well for Hearttt. And Hearttt is actually pushing the ibex, not the cow, with the villager there. Very well done. They ended up getting 8 hunts here, 8 herdables here, also eating some. So we did get some extras. DauT still has 4 cows underneath the TC. So that's 600 food, quick math. I think that's 900 food worth of cows right there. It's a pretty big deal. We'll see if any damage gets done here. Nice wall off there from DauT. Other thing about the map is there's limited gold supply in the long run. So you have to get to the golds and stones. DauT is using his scouts to find more cows. Wow. I wish I had a cow counter here. You know? Like, the difference in sheep and cows. Like, Hearttt is thinking, let's go kill. And DauT is thinking, let's go cow. There's a very big difference in approach, but DauT probably feels like this is gives him a big advantage in the long run. And we'll probably see the wall here. And DauT's got Spearmen to protect both sides, which are vulnerable. Hearttt may consider an attack here. That's just 1 spear. In the old days, people used to only engage here if it was 4 units versus spear. These days, some people will do it. A little surprised he didn't try that there. Underneath the TC goes Hearttt. Hello? And DauT garrisons and doesn't actually do any damage. Which is kind of funny. And over on this side, DauT tries to go through, and Heartt's palisade wall is very weak there. But DauT's clearly distracted. The Hearttt does dive for a villager, gets the villager kill. First kill of the game. Second kill of the game is one of the scouts going down. And now the spearman goes down here for Hearttt. Another spear on the way. But he is fully on farms and berries right now for food. DauT hasn't added a single farm. And where this feels good with the Tatars is normally you build up for this approach and you need to farm now. When you're living the cow dream, you don't need to farm yet, which means you save wood, which means you can go archers, which is obviously quite nice if your opponent has spears. So it's a nice natural play. But my thing is, like, will DauT even move out with these? I would like to see it. I'd like to see at least like 2 to 3 archers move out. Maybe you save the rest till Castle Age, but eventually DauT's going to have to farm. Imagine turning around your car on a trip when your kid daughter won't drop something. LMAO. Yeah, it sounds like my dad. Anything my dad can do to take the scenic route or, you know, make his time driving in the car longer, he will do. It is a real... I swear, every time he picks me up from the airport and we're driving to their place, I put their address in my phone, and he never goes the fastest route ever. It's always like the scenic route, or, oh, I bet you traffic is pretty bad there. He's always got a plan. And it's just a thing. It's just my dad. So I'm sure he was very happy to turn around because of a cow. Driving home from one of my family's house at Christmas every year, my mom, she's just like, please don't take the scenic route. My dad actually told me not to tell my mom that we were taking the scenic route. I think 2 years ago, he's like, please don't tell mom. Don't let her know. Because she keeps looking over at me, asking me to check the GPS. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, Mom, but the Christmas lights here sure are special this time of year. Oh, man, DauT's going to be through. Hearttt would be in big trouble. Oh, geez, this could be a quick series. There's a hole there. Oh, DauT just whoops right in. And there's no army from Hearttt, really. Like, he doesn't have the skirms here. DauT is faster to Castle Age. DauT hasn't made a farm! The cows, man! The freaking cows! And actually, if he really wants to, he could steal these cows. But it's better to kill villagers. Oh, shoot, man. I mean, maybe Hearttt can hold. He hasn't lost that many vills. This is awkward, but maybe manageable for him. And, you know, an issue for him will be the type of army he wants to make long-term, but could be worse for him, right? And that's going to be another villager down for him. Well done from DauT to find that. Little sloppy from Hearttt, but obviously under a lot of pressure right now. And another villager exposed. DauT goes for the pick. And DauT misfires. DauT over-microed that one. Not a sentence I use that frequently. But he wanted to click and not get too close to that TC. He wanted to run right back. This army could be trapped. DauT's still making archers behind this. And DauT now has to switch into farms, which obviously is important in the long run in these games. Bodkin arrow on the way, crossbowman on the way. Thumb ring came in instantly, getting the Castle Age for the Tatars. So that makes it easier for DauT to micro in some ways. And that is just like a really valuable couple seconds here for both players. If DauT can wait for those upgrades, and then he can take a much better fight. And now he's got them. And now feels like DauT can actually push through again. Now what he can't do is he can't meet up with with everything else, right? He can't get the other crossbows here just yet. Well done from Hearttt to hold right now. This is really impressive. If he can hold and he has farms and DauT hasn't really farmed a lot, obviously he's adding them. I could see DauT having kind of an inferior eco. My dad does the same thing. Maybe it's a dad thing. Yeah, I'm getting a little nostalgic about family because I'm thinking about going home and seeing my folks. So I think Hearttt might actually be okay here, guys. Everything that DauT has done has been because of the cows. And, you know, the skirms are on the way. Knight Camel, yes, it does offer some level of support, but you don't have the upgrades. And so Hearttt maybe could start to think about expanding to the south. Could run down here, make a second TC. But he's got to be feeling he's under pressure now. Let's look at res collected here. Interesting, guys. Look at that. And Hearttt actually has more farms with better farm upgrades. DauT will drop TC number 2. You do actually get more sheep. Where did that bear come from? He's very dead. But, yeah, like, this TC will give you 2 more sheep, but still farms are key. Second TC from Hearttt. A TC that's not ideal, but he needs something. And DauT is just repositioned over here to this side. Now, because of Thumb Ring, but also the Tatar Hill bonus, these crossbows can still be fighting off the skirms unless the skirms get +2 armor. But +2 armor isn't in yet. And we'll see if it does come in. It's fairly expensive when your eco's looking like this. Hearttt might just choose not to do that. But guys, a sign of a really good player, in my opinion, is staying alive when horrible things have happened. And I think Hearttt has that quality. Would you agree? I think Hearttt has that quality. I think game 1 could have easily gone his way. And this is 1-1 right now. So the scoreline is very harsh to how this series has actually gone. And skirms pushing forward. And they're going to trade kills here. What you do not want to do is lose your knight to a conversion if you're DauT. And DauT doesn't want to leave the hill because this is his bonus. Having a hill bonus is his thing. Great job. Skirm Monk is just like so strong. Because no one wants to go in there and lose 2 of their knights. DauT drops TC number 3, something that we're also seeing from Hearttt. This game continues. DauT no horse collar. And the amount on food's always deceiving, right? Because it's like, oh, DauT's got 20 on food, but 10 of that's on sheep. Why do I feel like this is every Tatar game I've ever seen? What game did we... Oh, it was Dogal Vivi earlier. And it's like, okay, the sheep wear off. Now what? But it is very different than that previous game. I love how the bonuses have been utilized here. It's a really fun bonus game. I love how... Could you hear the sound right now? But my audio levels, I have it pretty low. But I just still hear the sheep and the cows. They want to get out of the mill. They always make noise. Here comes the camels, the knights, the crossbows making moves over towards Heartt's side. DauT has found a couple more cows here, to be fair. He's eaten like all the cows on the map. He's hoping that Heartt isn't out here yet. Or at least that he can deny some resources if he is out here. But his crossbows will show him that this is exactly where Heartt is. Heartt's army count, really good. Skirmisher Camel, looking good. DauT's crossbows. Numbers fairly low, and you can't get anywhere near this with your own cav if you're DauT. I mean, to be down 2-0, to have that hole there, and to stabilize like this is truly special. That's why everyone is getting so excited about this guy. And again, the big thing for Heartt, I said it in a series against MBL, it's like mixed maps. This type of map, right? Arabia style straight land is insane. But it's like anytime there's water, anytime there's walls, stuff like that. DauT needs to catch up on a couple upgrades. He will do that now. Crossbows in a dangerous position, but no ballistics, so the crossbow... What? That was a control group misclick, actually. He tried to click his knights and camels forward and accidentally clicked the crossbow forward. Relatable from DauT. Monks are going to start conversions here. DauT may try and kill the monks with the crossbows. Go very deep here. And he does not get away with much here. He loses a knight. He's going to lose crossbows. And that is horrible for DauT. And Heartt's in a great spot. DauT also dropping what I consider to be a risky TC in the north. So he's kind of got two different areas of stone and gold collected. DauT's going to go for his trusty cav archers in the mix here, but feels like you would need cav, right? You can't go archers if the skirms are there. You go camels. The opponent's got slightly stronger camels because of Gurjaras, and then they also have the monks. Heartt has got full control. But he's not, like, Heartt, I've noticed. I felt a little bit of this in game 1, because he had full control. He's not, like, punishing DauT. Like, he's reacting a lot. And I think, honestly, maybe he's giving DauT a little bit too much respect. If he starts the pressure here to start to break through, DauT needs to fight. Heartt might not expect the 4 TC. Yeah, completely fair. I think it feels natural on this map to do it if you're either player, though. So I think Heartt will probably add his soon. Like, to the north. Monk goes down. Now, DauT might not be able to escape from this one. Well, actually, yeah, see what Heartt's thinking about? Really smart. If the units ran through, make sure he can't escape. Uh-oh. Big moment here. Big moment. DauT cannot engage. You just use your crossbows against the monks. And Heartt, you run away. Yep, perfect from Heartt. You just move the monks, because that's the only thing DauT's ever going to go for there. And that way you don't lose them. And husbandry is on the way for Heartt. And it will be 20 seconds faster for him. Oh, man. Oh, man. This is a painful 20 seconds to wait. Because the camels are now faster for Heartt, allowing Heartt to get in front. And he can wedge him in. It can be a camel trap. I don't know if I've ever said those words. Okay, random scout from DauT, hoping to kill the monks. That will not work. And the camels have officially been trapped. Well, no, not... They haven't, but sorry. Husbandry's in for DauT. He's got to fall back home. So this is a camel war. DauT will have more camels if you just count pure camel numbers. And this is interesting, right? Like, this is a risk. DauT does not have control over this game. And DauT's going to take the hill. And Heartt's going to see this. And DauT is going to hope to hold this hill here. The monks are going to be coming eventually. Now, I don't know how many of these hits are hill bonus hits, but that's a good fight for DauT there. So this combined with the fact that DauT is building a castle in the north right now is pretty good, because that castle has some risk to it. Nice job from DauT. Nice job from Heartt. Back and forth. Much like game number 1. We'll definitely go late. And DauT's going to take this fight. And DauT might... He's not going to be scared of the skirmishers, right? Doesn't seem like he really had all of his numbers here. He's got a couple random camels behind, but DauT with 25 camels, Heartt with 17 camels. And I don't know if Heartt expected this production here from DauT. I think Heartt was thinking about going Imperial Age. You can kind of see he's saved up the res. DauT was thinking about taking back some map control. And DauT's already got that wonderful castle in the north. Good fights from him. And camels are never going to end a game, but control can end games in other ways. DauT, for example, adding a Kashik. Heartt's castle's at 24 HP. Heartt, notice this. He lost the castle. He lost the castle. It's not a DauT castle. It's a dead castle. It's gone. A heartbreaking loss for Heartt. That is so rare these days. He just didn't know what was there. He lost the only ville that was building it, and then the castle foundation. And he will look back there, and his heart will sink. Sorry, I can't avoid... I can't avoid using Heartt. Because it truly is heartbreaking and potentially backbreaking here, I guess. For his chances of winning the series. A whole lot of camel death, but again, Tatars fighting on top of the hill. They do more damage. DauT still has the camel number. And, you know, really just comes back to, like, a little bit of a risk with the castle. Heartt will recognize now that he lost that stone. Like, normally the players have a chance to react. But he didn't notice. And DauT still continues to force the issue with camels. This is a fine fight, in my opinion, for DauT. I know he's losing it. But you've got action in the north. As long as you just hold this, I think you're kind of okay. I mean, he agrees with me, which makes me feel good about myself. But, you know, the fight's not bad for Heartt. Heartt actually is worse upgrades, so maybe that's why DauT's taking it too. DauT's still raiding with Keshiks over here. Couple Vil kills. There haven't been that many kills in this game. DauT will drop another castle, which could be seen as risky. But he knows Heartt is chasing him. And that is going to further control stone and gold here. And, like, look at that, right? Heartt defended, and then he looks away for a second, and DauT brings him right to the castle. DauT isn't imping, though. Holy boom from DauT. This is crazy. 133 Vils. These 4 TCs, 2 castles. The way back for Heartt would be a castle maybe in the north. Good camel upgrades, obviously. That's a good camel fights. This is an awful fight for DauT. Oh, God, and he tried to retreat, and the units maybe went forward there. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Poor Heartt needs 7 stone to build a castle. These 3 villagers are taking so long to get enough stone, because he needs that castle stat, man. He needs the castle now so he can make trebs. More camels run into the castle here. Castle's approaching 10 kills. Another castle's here, so Heartt, pick your side. DauT needs to go imp. DauT will go imp, and Heartt will pick this side. That's actually smart, because, like, this is where your army is, right? Life is already horrible over here, so you don't want to, like, try and defend this right now. You got to push this side. And DauT also knows about all of that. DauT might not know about this. And you guys see it. Those who are knowledgeable on tech trees are questioning it. I still really like the move from DauT. So Tatars do have Halb, okay? But they have, I think, is it the weakest Halbs in the game? I think it might be the weakest Halbs in the game. If not, it's like somehow tied, right? Because they don't lay at the 2nd or the 3rd armor. But when you think about how a unit like Halb and Pikeman work, it works primarily on bonus damage. Same with a Camel. Camel's 6 base attack, but the bonus damage is nuts. Look at the bonus damage. Look at the attack damage on cavalry there, right? So, my point here is I would prefer to have Halb with only 1 armor in the fights than I would to have Pikeman with, extra attack or extra armor, right? So, yeah. Someone said how bonus damage is so stupid it doesn't even matter. Stupid's a way to say it, I guess. But yeah, I agree. And yet again, things have gone horribly for Heartt, and Heartt's still in a decent spot. It was such a great job from him. Now, a counter to that Halb would be Chakram, and you want castles for that. And Heartt should be able to have the castles. Now, I don't know why he isn't making more trebs here, but he might really want that unique tech first. Also, DauT is at risk at over-booming a little bit here, baby. He's got 155 vills and still has 2 more in queue. Now, I think, basically once DauT gets pop-locked at 200, that's when players realize, that's when maybe they delete vills, but he's sinking stone into repairing this right now, and I think DauT's going to go full Cav Archer with Halb here. That's his plan. So again, Pike. You see the attack damage there. And then Halb, I don't even know what it is. It's plus a lot, okay? It's plus a lot. Speaking of a lot, there's a lot on gold here, a lot on stone, a lot on gold here. Heartt's going to have more castles in no time. Now, Gurjara Camels do more bonus damage. If they hit those Cav Archers, that bonus damage applies. Does either Civ get Bomber Cannon? Tatars do not. Gurjaras do. I'm 97.1% certain they do. Actually, ooh. Why am I'm a little confused on the Gurjaras getting it. I think they... ooh. They do? Okay. I definitely was confident in that. It's a bit of a weird one. You don't typically see it from them. Castle going up. Cav Archers can only get stronger here with the Tatars. The Camels getting frontier guards now. They're going to get a whole bunch of armor, and I think Heartt wants to take the fight with that armor. But do you really want to fight Halbs? DauT's going to lose this Treb. Keep in mind, DauT just lost a castle in the south, right? So, to not be able to push in the north will make him feel rather awkward. DauT's still missing ballistics, but that will come in. And the Chakram is your answer to the Halbs. But the Cav Archers are the answer to the Chakram. And I think the difference as I see it is the Cav Archers still do pretty considerable damage against both types of units. Actually, the Chakrams do too if they're elite. Chakrams are insane against anything if they're elite and in mass. So the ranged units could be strong. Those camels are looking pretty menacing. Oh, God! Oh, jeez! It's a camel feast! Oh, my goodness! The camel's being slightly faster there, playing its role. That was rough. And Heartt's was 60 on food, 44 on gold. I thought Heartt was toast when he lost that castle. But this imp time from Heartt has been so good. I'm still not really sure how it happened. Overboom from DauT, maybe? But, DauT had more upgrades and camel numbers and villagers and took out that castle. And now somehow we're here. Oh, boy. Oh boy, Heartt does not have a good history with castles. If there is one person that understands if a castle is going to go up or not, though, maybe the person he's up against. And yep, that's gonna be a good castle for Heartt. Look at that! Look at these camels go. Gurjara camels are insane. This is with barely any attack upgrades, and mainly Halbs and Q. And the Cav Archers have not done it at all for DauT. It's been horrible for the Cav Archers. He's got one Cav Archer. The Chakrams are elite, and the Halbs are... I mean, it doesn't matter, your armor. It does matter, but, with what I've seen with this Chakram thrower, that's not going to have an impact. It's just going to be, you need a unit to deal with the Chakrams now. DauT Treb pushing in the north, though, switching sides. There's still that southern area to worry about. Heartt is dropping a castle there. That could be vulnerable. You kind of got the middle here. Heartt looks very distracted up here, as he now goes in to take DauT's Trebs. Now, DauT's got 3 of them. It is not 4. He's got no protection, and Hearttt actually holds here. Sacrifices a whole bunch of camels, but in the end, that's worth it, because he still has trebs. DauT does not. There's another instance of DauT going in with trebs here, as he adds more and more barracks. Right now, it's clear that, like, the camels and their mobility has played a role. Hearttt can get into position to kill the cav archers. He can get into position to kill the trebs. How is Hearttt alive? How is this a thing? Here comes DauT. It'll take him time, but he will get here. He's just going to protect this side now. DauT's going to start losing in the north. He does not have enough stone to repair that for too long. There's 2 trebs from Hearttt. The chakrams are there. The main unit for DauT is Halp. And there's 34 chakrams. 34 chakrams. I'm not so sure you stop the chakram throwers here. And Hearttt has the better castle setup, which is the crazy thing. What DauT needs is to take those castles out. And this is the start. DauT could actually use... It would benefit DauT for Hearttt to raid him right now. Like, just losing like 20 or so vills, maybe, would give him a little bit more. Look at these. Look at these. Look at this. It's just... This unit is ridiculous, man. And it'll do that to the cav archers as well. Obviously, you know, much stronger against the halps. DauT's castle's going down. If he goes in to snipe these trebs, which I'm sure he wants to, the army's there. Heartt's got this. He's got a good position, but doesn't have an answer for these trebs. DauT's cav archer massing again. Now, the thing about the chakrams is they have to stay clumped up. So if you could turn this into like a raid game where you're spread out, that's maybe what you do here if you're DauT. But you have to avoid them somehow. And it's just the 1-2 punch. It's just such a crazy combination. But DauT has the south. DauT has gold here. DauT has stone. What a great game. This might be the longest game we've seen today. Hearttt will take the north. Reclaim some stone and gold for himself. Can he hold the south? As DauT's cav archers are focusing down the chakrams. There's not many chakrams here. DauT's trebs are ready. Now, guys, hear me out. Flaming Camel. Flaming Camel is actually really good. If you can get some big hits on groups of camels, it could be decent. It could scare the camels from Hearttt away, even. You do have to get a tech for that. That also gives treb range. So, to those of you that will say no, I think we can all agree that the treb range could be helpful, too. So, leave it at that. You get it for the treb range. Sprinkle in a couple camels. Could be really good. Here come the chakrams now. If the trebs are lined up, the chakrams can shred them too. But DauT he's either lost vills or he's deleted vills or both. But he's got 80 army now. The pop space is here finally. And Hearttt cleared up the north, but look where he's sending his units. You see this? They're not going to DauT's base to raid. They're going here to defend this. And I'm seeing a lot of camels go down. The cav archers are whittling down the chakrams. Hearttt has just 2 castles to produce the chakram throwers. Such crazy fight from both players here. And DauT's going directly for that castle. Because if it becomes only camels, DauT will be completely fine. Only camels is not a problem for him. Yeah, also, I've lost a lot of trebs to chakrams when I played Nili in a series. This past year. Or this year at some point. I forget when it was. 6 months ago. I lost 15 trebs to chakrams in one game. Yeah. Another castle here from Hearttt. Castle's going to go down here, though. So he needs that one to go up quickly. And Hearttt is kind of falling apart. Pretty wild how DauT has no castles here. And there hasn't been any raid. I guess it's like you don't really have raiding units. It's all about army fights here. And oh, what a fun fight. Camels still surviving. Hearttt might be able to take the trebs. DauT with more cav archers behind. I can't tell, like, are these units great? Are these units bad? It feels like everything for DauT trading a little bit better now. I think a lot of it's the production, right? You need barracks and you need ranges. That's it. For Hearttt, the stable aspect is fine. castle aspect is not. DauT's micro also has been good to slowly take down the Chakrams. And the Howl production's flowing all the time. He's got plenty of barracks behind this. Couple units from DauT spread out. DauT is playing out of his mind with his attention to detail. Really good attention to detail. And, I mean, it was a great job from both players. It feels like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, which is what you thought the series would be. But this series will be over if Hearttt does not turn this one around. And right now, the score says he's winning. The relic count says he's winning. The control in the north says maybe he can win with that. That's a lot of stone and gold left. But DauT can take stone and gold here. And this is what, like, Nilly, who's hosting this event, is kind of, like, dreaming of with Outcrop, right? Like, this shows the strength of Outcrop. We had the sheep convo, and now we've got massive battles. We had action in Castle Age. We've had action in the Imperial Age. All these different techs, too. I know that Flaming Camels... I'm not going to drop it, sorry. I know that Flaming Camels mainly do a lot of damage against, like, elephants or cav, but because the Chakram is so weak, 50 HP, a couple in there couldn't hurt, right? That could be pretty good. He's not gonna do it. Tato would do it. Tato is the Flaming Camel expert. He did it in Masters of Arena. If you want to see Flaming Camel. Also, a little proud of that. I did call Flaming Camel would come, and Tato's used them masterfully, but it's a very situational thing. Yeah, and it would be tough to get in close. I'm thinking you just have one or two back here. The second the camels close in, you just rush forward. DauT doesn't have castles he can treb right now. He's just going to sit the trebs here on the hill. Look at the respect these two have for the armies at play here. That's insane. Onager, maybe. Onager could be pretty interesting. I think DauT could maybe start to raid a little bit if you can justify the population space. Look at those halbs disappear. That's crazy, man. Chakram just deletes. They just delete enemy armies. Like, this unit is ridiculous. Oh, and, you know, again, Frontier Guards affects the camels. DauT just lost 50 units in the blink of an eye and is going to lose all those trebs as well. Big moment for Hearttt is he's going to make another castle now. Still has stone and gold in the north. And now he's adding light cap, which is a sign that maybe he could raid DauT's exposed areas. You have to avoid these Chakram throwers. You just have to. You cannot take the main fights right now if you're DauT. He's got to find a way to avoid these things. I'm trying to click them right now. 45 kills on this group right here. And he's going to back away, obviously. I would agree that the unit's busted. But in 2023, with the way the balance has gone, there's a lot of really strong things in the game. And also the Gurjaras don't get pikemen. They pretty much like have to rely on the Chakram. They are big weaknesses to their tech tree, which compensates for that, which I like. It's awkward to get to these. Like, it is rare you can do it. It obviously, if you could create out of an archer range or something, that'd be insane. I want to see a freaking Flaming Camel. Okay? Have I made myself clear? Oh, man. DauT just has zero faith. Like, he clearly is terrified of this army type and doesn't have a lot of faith it could work. So what's the strat? New strategy! Camel raid! Halb raid! Honestly, just anything to put Hearttt on the defensive and make Hearttt send camels or Chakrams home is pretty smart. And we'll see what Hearttt does that. DauT, he still has castles on in this area in the south, but he doesn't want to lose this one. Cav Archer's on the hill. There will probably be some reaction from Hearttt with units. So there's going to be red going the wrong way, basically. Treb exposed from DauT. He's trying to use one Treb against 3. And looks like Hearttt will see that. Sacrifice some camels for the Treb. That's a desperation play from DauT. Also, if you kill too many villagers from Hearttt, he's obviously going to have More population space for army, but his unit queue is not that good. DauT's castle will fall here. DauT has a treb there. Has to be careful with it. Castle falls. Heartt's army that went home now has to come forward. DauT also built an outpost there, which is pretty wild. Okay, DauT's got camels defending. How much gold do we have left? Decent amounts. Decent amounts, but it's not protected by castles here. 30 Chakram throwers. Just ready for Halbs to just walk right into them. As silly as it is, Halb raid, as that Halb patrolled into a farm. Halb raid is actually a good idea. Because, like, you either bring the Chakrams have to come home, or the camels. So it can't be the camels. It has to be the Chakrams, and the Chakrams are then out of position in the middle. Look how fast units die. It feels like we're not in the same world right now. It's like the technology that Heartt's people have is just simply too advanced for the Tatars here. Again, those camels are doing so much additional bonus damage. It's not helping matters either. Look at that KD. So that game I mentioned that I played Nilly, right? He had a 2-to-1 KD, 1,000 kills, 500 deaths. I was able to grind him down with raids on the sides. The sides are key, but it's not looking good. Because Heartt's got trebs, and Heartt's finally going to push the main base of DauT. And Heartt is raiding on both sides. Heartt was raiding here, right? Heartt is raiding here. Heartt will maybe come build this castle. And Heartt's not giving up on his push. The Halbs are disappearing. I don't think the Cav Archer mass has ever been big enough here for DauT. His castle could fall, meaning he'll have 0 castles in his main eco, his farming eco. There goes Heartt. Actually selling stone, interestingly enough. He must have a lot of it. Treb's still pushing. DauT repairing, which tells me he feels he needs to keep this up. The Trebs, are they going to get pushed back? That doesn't kill the castle. It doesn't actually kill the castle. Wow. And DauT holds. What a game, man. And this castle does not go up for Heartt either. Wow. DauT also streaming like heaven to Heartt's eco. What is this game? I love DauT's micro. You can always tell he's kind of like a little too close to those camels. But that's because he's trying to kill the Chakrams. Again, 20 units, 45 kills. Castle does fall. Okay, so Heartt... I thought he was backing away there. It's possible. Trebs can be weird sometimes. It's possible that was something he did not intend. Heartt doesn't see this. You're kidding me. Heartt does not notice this. Villagers are dying. DauT has killed 100 vills this game. Heartt also taking a massive risk with that castle. Okay, Heartt notices. People are pointing out DauT doesn't have wood. That's true, and Heartt's raiding the wood over here. There's still the main battle to worry about. I trust the Chakram throwers. The Chakrams are my main unit. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if there's going to be main battle with a lot of distractions, I prefer the main battle with the Chakrams right now. But maybe that's not the unit. Maybe Cav Archer is the unit. Heartt is backed away. Crazy that Heartt dropped that castle with no army. I think that castle's got to be a mistake. How is he going to get to that treb? He didn't know that DauT had the treb. He wants to keep DauT off the gold. I get that. Who wins this game, guys? They both have lost lots of villagers over the last few minutes. Heartt is building a very defensive castle in his eco because he's worried about these raids. A lot of people are saying Heartt. Cav Archers from DauT also have decent amounts of kills. It's just not as cool looking, you know? Heartt will probably lose this castle, but I mean, if he can get Cav over here, it could be great. Wood is a concern. Heartt is actually chopping wood here. And Heartt's chopping wood in the middle and in the north. That's pretty wild. DauT is chopping wood here and barely has trees left. And he's also chopping wood here. Yo, the right corner is massive. Start dropping TCs, people. That's the only area that really has wood left in the long term. So does that mean that DauT benefits because he has castles here-ish? I don't know. Like, Hearttt sending Lightcav here. Heartt's building up trebs. Can he wait for more than 2? You know me. You really want to see more than 2 if you're going for the trebs, but like DauT's only got 1. And gold is really hard to come by. In fact, Hearttt is out of it now. Hearttt is completely out of gold. Every Chakram and treb he loses now is massive. And what's wild is he can get gold if these trebs work. The trebs have to work. Chakram goes down. This is crazy. DauT's population is much lower than Heartt's. Heartt's got a 20 villager lead and a 20 army lead. And Hearttt will drop a castle behind this. And this will further cement his position. It's a crazy one, right? But it actually works out perfectly because he will win this fight. He will then be able to push DauT off of this gold, take the gold himself. Hearttt, I mean, there were people calling the GG in feudal age here. Refuses to quit, is raiding DauT's main eco now. Still able to spam Lightcav, which are much cheaper. All of his food units are cheaper. All the units he's been making, cheaper. With this Shattra's unique tech he got earlier. And DauT loses his treb. DauT doesn't have a treb now. 1,200 kills. Double castle stands here for Hearttt. More production buildings for the Chakrams, and DauT's only going to have Hal production. This is not winnable now for DauT. I think he's just moments away from dropping down to 100 pop. Look at those Halbs disappear. His Chakram thrower unit is just insane. DauT actually has 3 castles here. But what is he supposed to make? He can't make anything. Hearttt wins the game. And what a ridiculous game. That whole game was fantastic. Again, they were running out of wood. 1 hour, 14 minutes. Very well played to Hearttt. The whole series has been a treat. And like I had said, that first game was so close that, like, this series has felt closer than what was close to a 3-0 here at one point. Beautiful job from Hearttt to come back in this. And you can't tell me we've actually arrived here. Listen, folks. I hate to add to this narrative, but over the last couple months, DauT has faced the same scoreline many times, and there is a bit of a curse, all right? DauT was up 2-1 against Tato, lost 3-2. He was up 2-1 against Hera, lost 3-2. He was up 2-1 against Leary, lost 3-2. He was up 2-1 against Veleza, lost 3-2. All in recent tournaments. And now, the dreaded 2-1 storyline is here. Now, it's slightly different, because Hearttt would then have completed the reverse sweep, which is different than in the past, but still, it is 2-1 for DauT. This is the NAC 5 qualifier. Winner here moves on to a best of 7 tomorrow against another very good player to potentially qualify for the main event of NAC 5. But wow, whew, what a great game of Age of Empires there. From the sheep and the cows to like all these fun bonuses, some crazy units. But listen, guys, something went wrong there. DauT took really good fights with more villagers, took out a castle, and then Hearttt came back. I wonder how much of that was the unique tech from Hearttt. Spending 25% less food on everything. Maybe just the strength of his units being stronger with the Gurjara camels versus the Tatar camels, which are rather generic. Who knows? Got to change the colors again, obviously. Here we are, game 4, and some people got upset with me when I mentioned the DauT's 2-1 curse. He's up 2-1 here. Playing as the Goths, a civ that has always been preferred by a lot of players on this map. You might be like, T90, this is literally the first time I've seen this map. And that wouldn't really surprise me. It has been played in other events, though. And it first debuted in a German championship, actually, like 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah. Can't speak German, but I know the maps. So Goths, their hunt will last a little bit longer. And also, you tend to see infantry be a bit stronger here because players can't wall on this rock, which means that, like, protecting your villagers on the woodline is really tough, meaning that, like, quick wall defense against man-at-arms or militia is awkward. So in the middle, you've got extra hunt, which DauT could potentially make a play for. There's also lots of gold there. There's also a bit of stone. But on the outside, there's actually not much. There is obviously some stone and gold spread throughout, but most of this action is funneled through the middle. Now, Vietnamese know exactly where the opponent is, which is kind of helpful. On this map, you should kind of have an idea anyways. But not only do you know that, but you have cheaper and faster research and eco upgrades. So think of the Hearttt player, the Hearttt player is, sorry. You think of the player that Hearttt is, right? And Hearttt he's all about the fast timings. I think the 9 villager start aspect really suits him, for example, because of that. And you're going to see a very streamlined build from him towards scouts or archers. But again, you can't wall this way. You can't wall this way. You have to, like... You could wall like this, or like... I mean, it's just awkward, right? Like, if you can envision a wall that makes a ton of sense here, let me know. But either way, you're going to need army. Now, I will tell you from a player's perspective, this map is the freaking worst, okay? Because other maps where you can't wall certain areas, you just can't wall certain areas. This map, it like makes you inefficient with the trees, right? So think like Land Madness, where you can build a good lumber camp, but you can't wall around it. It is pretty painful. Now, you can take wood here, so... what I have seen is sometimes players will try and like sneak a little bit to build the TC out here later. But still, most of the wood's in the middle. So most likely they'll just chop through. And yeah, it's just like kind of a part of the map, right? DauT was attacking Hearttt a little bit. I showed it, didn't really touch on that. DauT is not going to be up quite as quickly here. But I think that's because he needs a little bit more eco for his plan. Again, if this is Arabia, I think right now, especially on the 9 villager starts, I don't think we'd see men-at-arms. I could be off base, but people don't feel comfortable with men-at-arms right now. DauT's kind of the exception. On Rocky Forest, men-at-arms could be really strong. And normally, players won't go above 3 if they are doing it, because it's like, oh, that's a waste. You're not going to get value. But I think going up to 4 might actually make a lot of sense here. Because the only way for Hearttt to defend from this is to fight with Vils. And you add that 4th, and yeah, DauT's doing it. It gets really tough. DauT's not going to do it, actually. He cancels the last one because of the timing, and he wants the man-at-arm upgrade. This is a little rookie mistake here from DauT. Well, no. He's completely fine. Sorry, the scout is weak. Man-at-arm upgrade's on the way. I was worried if that's the full scout that militia would actually die. Good hits from DauT. You do not want to group up here without everything, and Hearttt will have to fight with Vils. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now, how patient is DauT going to be? DauT could just go for the kill, but, like, Heartt's ready to click in defense, and the longer you wait, the more army Heartt's going to have. He's going to have an archer. So DauT forces the issue. I like it. Heartt's micro, though, super good. Look at that villager get pulled away. That's insane. That is just insane. And Hearttt also defending super nicely here. Loses the scout, though. Remember, good eco with the Vietnamese and good ranged units, and the man-at-arms haven't killed anything. And DauT also not in the middle on the hunt. Only has 1 skirm. His food eco's looking a little awkward. He is going to go for second berries now. So just because this map's going to be in, you know, more games from the qualifier and then also in the main event, little tier list for you, right? Frank's really good here because of the extra berries. That's probably one of the best. Aztecs, I remember being seen picked a lot. Mongols would be fantastic because of the hunt. Those are the obvious ones. I could still see like some of the usuals come into play, like Malians, Persians. I actually think Khmer could be fun because you can hop into houses since you can't wall. There's a couple different things. Armenians and Georgians could be interesting for the mule cart. Yeah. I didn't think about that, actually. That's a very good point. This might kind of be made for them. Because they could have the efficient economy. Georgians are not allowed in this qualifier. At the moment, there's no info on if it'll be allowed in the next, but that is basically based on if the devs fix the bugs. So I think that is to be seen. Long series, Archer goes down. That hurts. He really wanted that Archer. But it is just basically a skirmore right now. I think, like, it's hard to explain, but the reason DauT didn't go for the fight was because he didn't have the skirm follow-up yet. But I really feel like DauT might be regretting his build a little bit. I think with 4 men-at-arms, you killed a villager or 2. I think you killed 2. Actually, I'm going to make a bold statement. And it feels like it makes sense in the situation. Maybe 3's not quite enough. You're so close, but you're not quite enough ready to commit. But with 2, you, like, kill everything. I don't know. Not everything, obviously. This is funny. DauT is going to take this villager as far away from Heartt's base as possible. And DauT has to make sure it doesn't show up as idle. Because then Heartt will realize. DauT, just keep this up for the rest of the game and you're ahead by a vill. Please. Yeah! Let's go! Oh, that's so funny. Come on, DauT. APM spiking right now. He's sweating. Let's go. No! And then Heartt's going to check his idols. Oh. The villager's going to be back to work in no time. I mean, obviously, it could take away from your micro in the main fight. But yep, villager's been found and is back to work. That's funny. Well, Heartt has not done any damage to DauT at all here. It's worth pointing that out, right? But DauT invested more. And it's a ranged unit battle where the range units for the Vietnamese have higher HP range units. And I have, beyond the hunt bonus of the Goths, Vietnamese have cheaper and faster researching eco upgrades. This is dangerous for DauT. This could go to the 5th game. DauT adding a blacksmith now. Fletching is already in for Heartt. So, like, Heartt, that's confirming in Heartt's mind, oh, his upgrades aren't even on the way. I think DauT he just wants to force the issue with more men-at-arms here, being the Goths. Might get armor for infantry more than anything, but, like, he wanted to go forward. He wants to go forward. He wants to tower. He wants to deny that gold. That's what he wants. But he's got to get fletching first, and he's going to counterattack with man-at-arms. Did Heartt see that at all? Like, the skirms aren't going to kill anything from DauT. 4 men-at-arms headed that way, though, could be really good. Actually, it's incorrect, by the way. Skirmishers will eventually kill everything. It just takes time. So DauT needs to be careful. Ooh, this needs to get some damage here for DauT. Because he's just overwhelmed with the range units, and this is just Heartt's perfect game. This is what Heartt wants. Heartt will just continue to pounce. You bring more units out of your range, boom. He's going to hit you again. He's going to get you again. This man-at-arms need to find kills for DauT. This is not looking good. Heartt's macro is super clean. That eco is perfect. This is so amazing from him. But does he see it? Does he see it? He sees it. He sensed something was up. He was going to drop an outpost. And ooh. Ooh. Oh, he can't get the wall. You could kind of wall now because he chopped a lot of trees and the man-at-arms are in. And that is huge damage for DauT. You force the tower. You deny the tower. You delay the tower. You freak Heartt out. It doesn't actually kill anything, but the entire wood line's idled, which does affect range unit production, which means DauT can produce more units now. And Heartt maybe catch up. Still no villagers have died here, but I think, like, as weird as that sounds, I think that's really nice for potential momentum in the middle. Still, though, again, seeing the weakness, it's like man-at-arms still struggling to kill vills. I wonder how much of that is DauT not really being able to micro it, though, because he doesn't have a blocking unit. If it's just one army, right? If you're just doing that, you clamp down on one vill, so you attack it. One of the man-at-arms blocks, and you have to micro that separately. But because there's this army, DauT couldn't do that. That's my thinking here. But, look at the HP difference now. So, the Heartt is on the way to Castle Age, but DauT maybe with an opportunity towards the middle. But Heartt just has so little fear. Like, the unit control's so good You just get like enough hits with a Vil, you micro down the rest with the archers, and you're in a good spot. Only certain players can really just bat away man-at-arms like this. And that's kind of where we're at for a lot of the really top talents with man-at-arms at the moment. And DauT's not up. And Hearttt is. And I think Hearttt... I mean, there's so much he can do. He has archers that he does not need in the middle. In my opinion, these archers sneak. Each and every freaking time. Those archers sneak. You sneak those archers to DauT's base, he's exposed. Stable's coming up. You're going to go for scouts and or knights to kill the skirms. That's understandable. But no sneak just yet. Now, DauT should sense this. DauT knows there's archers. He's not seeing anything here. So, you know, DauT, one of the more experienced players in the game when it comes to understanding, you know, breaking down the situation. And obviously, easy for us, but right now, still not seeing any archers. You've got to outpost and see if pressure's coming. Now, if you're going to surprise somebody like this, when you get to the villagers... Ooh, weak villagers from before. Ooh, free pickings for skirms. Yeah, so that's nice. First villager kill in the game, by the way. Yeah, you get beyond the Vils. Yeah, you go behind. You go this way. Yep, perfect. Because you don't want to attack from here and then alert them and then they run. Where are they going to run now? They run into your archers or they run to the corner of the map. And DauT's going to choose corner of the map, and obviously that doesn't really benefit him because he's running towards the enemy now. That's perfect. Relatively basic at this level, right? Those are things we expect, but very easy in the moment to not do it. And Hearttt kills everything. Hearttt drops TC number 2. Cheaper and faster researching eco upgrades for the Vietnamese. DauT is falling apart. He was up 2-0. Hearttt came back in the previous game. And Hearttt is all over DauT now. That's the 8th villager he's killed. Make it the 9th villager he's killed now. He's going to push the middle as well. And DauT cannot tower and protect everything on the way this map with the way this map works. Hearttt will have a significantly better eco. DauT needs to find some type of counterattack soon. And I am really struggling to see it. And listen, I know it. DauT knows it. The 2-1 thing, man. It's been very common recently. And I talked to him about it. And he was really dejected after his loss, particularly against Tato in Titans League. That was before Warlords. It happened to him quite a bit. And, you know, it lives in your head. And there's always this feeling, this whole series, that Hearttt was performing really well, regardless of the 2-0 scoreline. And Heartt's finally been able to put some results together here. And I think DauT, he's gonna... I might be able to separate these armies. It feels like it might just have enough to defend from this. He will clean up these crossbows. But oh man, the worker efficiency's gone way down. Still no +2 armor on the knights. Now this is game. This is game. These crossbows will kill the knights. You need to have +2 armor here. DauT can't afford it. The couple feudal age skirms are kind of trying to help, but that's not going to be it. And Hearttt with textbook play defended from the man-at-arms. It was close at times. And Hearttt will have his number 1 civ pick against DauT's number 2 civ pick for our game 5. Wow. DauT is just going to have to seep in for him here. But, like, yeah, he's fighting. We're going to a game 5, people. Again, fighting for NAC 5 qualification. 2-2. Amazing series. Everybody who was watching here voted on what series we were going to cast, because there is another one. And, well, people voted for this. It was like 90% DauT and Hearttt, and you picked the right one. DauT fans and DauT himself may be shaking right now. And Hearttt senses there's blood in the water. Great play from Hearttt. I do wonder, with all my thinkings of the man-at-arms, I wonder if the 4th man-at-arm would have done something more. It feels like it was like kind of teetering on the edge. of maybe being really good, but he needed a little bit more there. There are lots of weak vills. 4th Man-at-Arm, maybe? Maybe, but, I mean, still, Hearttt made so much of that look super easy. And Vietnamese win rate continues to look insane, by the way. Civilization has won 3 times today, 4 times today, from what I've seen. It was always really strong, had some recent buffs. DauT's not able to get the job done. The final map will be on Hippopotamus, which we haven't casted yet today. So DauT has picked a map, which is highly strategic. And it's very chaotic as well, which I think he needs against Hearttt right now. Well, folks, I don't think I had an effect on this. But after it was 2-1 for DauT, I did bring up the possibility that we could be staring down the barrel of another 2-1 issue for DauT, all right? Hearttt has played amazing every single game. He lost the first 2 games. The scoreline didn't look good. And then in Game 3, it didn't look good at the start of Castle Age. And if you were with us, you saw how he came back. It was a tremendous game. And then he just had another incredible win. Hearttt is playing as the Persians here. A great civ for the map, but the good news for DauT fans is he also has a great civilization for this map. And this map is called, any guesses? It's called the Hippopotamus. This is designed to look like a hippo. So basically, it looks like your it is in dedication to the host Nilly. So this is NAC 5 qualification, and sorry. I'm 30 years old. I still can't help myself. Yeah, so that's the breakdown, right? That's kind of why it is designed as a hippo, as it is designed after Nilly. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you've ever looked inside of a hippo's ear, there's a lot of deep fish. And you're not going to find that anywhere else. So, in the hippo's ear is deep fish. And these players know this. They watch National Geographic. So, DauT is fishing now in the north near the ear, and you also have the same exact thing from Hearttt. Now, neither player researched looms, so sending one villager would lead to the villager dying to the scout. So both of them thought about that and sent the 2 vills. So you've got like the water aspect, right? But you also have the land aspect. DauT is chopping the hippo eye, which is closer to everything. Hearttt is chopping outside the hippo. Okay? And so the problem with what I've seen with players who do what Heartt's doing is if you go into a ship, like if you lose water, you could have big problems. But in general, I really like this because you are safer. Safer from the aggression. Gold's pretty far forward for both players. If they do lose access to their main gold, then they can always take the gold in the corner as well. There's also lots of hunt, so like pretty realistic. We'll see like a mill here from both on their berries and ostrich. Actually, DauT has the perfect spot because it's right next to each other. Heartts is kind of separated. Whew. Yeah, another map where you could potentially see Man-at-Arms. DauT is Japanese, but you always have to prioritize the fish, and I think that will be DauT's #1 strategy here. That will be the starting point. So I don't know who made this map, but I think it looks really cool. I see people are saying it looks like a panda. But guys, don't do that to Nilly, all right? You do that to me. You can say the map that I created the concept of and wrote in paint and eventually designed and named Bay. You guys could say that looks like pants. But this, for Nilly's Apartment Cup 5, this is a hippo, all right? Tarzus says, DauT's record in deciding games at S-tier level is 0-7 over the past year. Oh, that's so painful. I love DauT so much. DauT, he's so good. But, you know, it just has been, I don't know, it's just been this reoccurring trend that has to eat away at you as a player. But, like, when there's a 2-0 where players being dominated, and there's the 2-0 we had in this series. Hearttt played really good in these games. I guess the second game wasn't all that close, but yeah. So I think Hearttt is a little confused here. So it's DauT, right? And he's expecting men-at-arms. He's looking everywhere for this. He's not seeing it. And he never even scouted where DauT's fishing either. So they're actually taking two very different approaches. Now, DauT didn't actually see the range, which is unfortunate. That's actually super unfortunate, because he was right. What? How did... Oh, man. So he missed the range, right? So he doesn't know that's going to be archers yet, but he does know that it's likely that, or scouts even, because the barracks is there, and the barracks is likely just going to be the starting building. Hearttt is adding 1 fire galley. DauT is adding 2. And DauT will have the edge on water, and also is Japanese, so his fishing ships are very strong. But gold's very exposed for both. DauT's still looking for that range, found the range now, and we'll know that it's going to be an archer opening, and that he'll be behind. Really like the range position from DauT. A lot of players will continue their wall here, but this is pretty smart. And then Heartt's going to try and dock there, which DauT actually sees. DauT's scout activity. He's ready to go, people. He is ready to go. He is on it. I love his vision. I love his awareness. There. Heartt's like, just please give me the kill. Please give me the kill. Please give me the kill. And Heartt loses his fire as well. So all is fine there for DauT. DauT attacking Heartt's house. Does pop cap Heartt temporarily, which is pretty nice. Fallback fires from Heartt now. If he needs to flee with fish, he will. This will be ranged units and water. We have a fallback dock. Have these guys practiced similar things or what? I think what happens is you actually fish here then because of the amount of shore fish and the deep fish disappearing. I think that's part of this. T90, which of the 800 new bonuses for Persians is your favorite? Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a favorite. I think the eco side of things is kind of the thing everyone appreciates about them the most. But remember the extra attack, or sorry, the extra gold you get when killing units with cavalry. That does not have a big effect unless the scout gets the kill here. And wow, what a sneaky move from Heartt. DauT actually had a demo here. Wow, what convenient timing. DauT underneath the TC. A lot just happened there, folks. We also had the fires here. DauT needs to pay attention. DauT needs to pay attention. DauT needs to pay attention. He's losing all of his fires. He loses 2 fires. 5 to 2 KD for Heartt. It was good defense from DauT, but the archers looped around this way from Heartt, and what a sneaky move. DauT is not prepped for that. That is like the last spot that DauT ever expected damage. And I don't know if DauT does not see this now. I know he had the demo, but I'm not actually seeing a reaction. And he seems to be rattled at the moment, folks. Persian TCs work faster. Persian docks. This is the #1 pick from Heartt. Big demo needed for DauT because he's falling behind. And it's that transitional eco for Heartt that he's been so good with. And DauT is, I mean, I'm just not seeing a pretty eco right now, guys. And Heartt is on the verge of completing a reverse sweep. Almost killed that villager too. What a great find. Villagers are going to be weak. Fishing ships could be killed. Oh, man. And, like, if you think about how Heartt's played this behind, it's, like, borderline flawless. Look at all the villagers on the shorefish. He's going to make a mill on more shorefish. His archer micro has been really good. DauT. The early navy from DauT didn't accomplish anything. It didn't kill the fishing ships. He was able to defend from that super well. And they, you know, do you defend well from the attack and your attack, your choice, the thing you build up towards, the land pressure, found perfect value. That was really smart. DauT was just thinking of protecting the gold. And now, DauT falls back to a market to try and balance his eco. But this is bad. This is bad. This is close to game over bad for DauT. And close to the end of the series. Villagers are going to die. DauT doesn't see this, or is at least distracted because he needs good engagements everywhere now. And when he realizes this, which I think he does now, he will know that this is over, and Heartt will move on to the next round. which will be a best of 7 to qualify for NAC 5. A spot that he might be favored for with his performance here today. Now, for DauT fans, he's got his market. He can buy and sell some things. He's going for a desperate play here. There's a lot of vills clumped up. We might get a highlight here. DauT's going to be hunting for those. The other thing, too, is there's 2 qualifiers. But, I mean, the last NAC, DauT actually made it to the decider in both qualifiers and lost 4-3. So I hope, especially with the storyline this year and the deciding games for DauT, that if he can't figure it out in this game, and if this is the end for him in this series, that he's able to get an extra win or 2 come next week. Oh, God, the demo on the mill. I can't even make DauT jokes. It's too real now. Oh, boy. I mean, maybe there, right? Like, so demos will do that if you don't change their stance to defensive, because they're like, I don't know, whoever drives these things is very erratic. They've had way too much coffee. So yeah, anyways, that demo doesn't help. Castle Age in for Hearttt. DauT hasn't even clicked. And Hearttt, if he's done this, he can beat whoever he's up against next. I don't even know. Like, look at this. Repairing this. Running around. Getting for crossbow. Crossbow will kill this. He's got a knight here as well. And yeah, this is just, you just can't. DauT had to sell his stone to get the gold to click up. DauT cannot recover from this. He's just got to take the lessons from this series. Move on to the next. Easily the best series today. I didn't see all the sets because there's been a lot of ongoing sets. Nikov and Barrows was or still is ongoing as the final series for the day as they fight to get into a best of 7 decider. But yeah, this is a poor DauT is broken right now, I'm sure. Barrows won 3-1. Sick. Okay. So this is the final series of this day, and we'll talk about the best of 7s. Heartt's going to be in one. I don't actually know who Heartt's facing up against yet. Maybe Hearttt? No, I think it's a different bracket. Sorry for spoilers, by the way, but like that's how I've been doing the entire day. It's not chat's fault. We've been talking about results the entire day. I'm not going to be covering those. It's been a 9-hour day, and we missed 70% of the sets because there's so many overlapping. So it's just how the qualifier works. Yeah, this is a broken man right now, guys. I know some of you might be waiting till Castle Age to resign. That way you can at least, get there. I don't think DauT sees it that way. I think he wants the win. And there's no win condition back from here. I wonder how Hearttt feels at the moment. Can you imagine? Down 2-0. Game 2 was rough. Game 2 was rough. I know I said Hearttt put up good fight, but he got obliterated in Game 2. After being really close in Game 1. And so, like, that's worse. If you get obliterated Game 1, and then in Game 2 it's really close and you lose, you feel a bit better. DauT drops the GG good luck tomorrow. And Hearttt might not need the luck, man. Heartt's looked incredible. Hearttt completes the reverse sweep. Another series where DauT can't close it out this year. But he's incredibly good, and I know everyone will be rooting for him come next weekend's qualifier. And everyone wants him at NAC 5. An emotional one. But, on the sad end of someone losing 3 games in a row, there's the incredible success that comes with what Hearttt just did. And I gotta tell you, man, like, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. He said he wasn't training a lot. He's like, I didn't really like the maps. I'm just going to go with the flow, see how it goes. Beat MBL today. He reverse swept DauT. These are big names. And I think now, you learn some lessons from some of the games. Like, he just looks really, really good. Hearttt to me, playing top 10 right now, there will be the top 10 at NAC 5. So, well played to him. Also had the presence of mind to save Zivs too, right? Like save that Persian #1 pick in case he was able to bring it back to a game number 5. So very well played from Hearttt. Hearttt wins. So what does that mean? I don't know if chat said it. Let's pull up the bracket. Obviously for DauT, he has to wait for the next qualifier. But bracket-wise, that means we are in a situation, obviously spoilers, where yes, it will be Hearttt against DauT in a best of 7 tomorrow to see who advances to go to NAC 5 in Berlin. Other big one, I mean, this is so cool, man. Sebastian, 21 years old, been really good the last year or two. Very young, very exciting, aggressive talent. Sebastian today, he beat freaking Andy. He then beat Jordan. Jordan's a name that you expected to be up against ACCM here. And Sebastian beat him 3-1. So Sebastian against ACCM. ACCM undoubtedly the favorite. But that a big, big result today as well. And then the other one will be Tato against Barles. Best of 7 tomorrow, where I think Tato is the favorite. But I didn't see how Barles is played, but he had to beat Kapoch. I mean, obviously Sorakuma, who's solid, but he had to beat, Cosmonaut, sorry. And then Kapoch, Nikov. He just steamrolled through Argentina, basically, today. And, he'll be up against Tato next. So I would say, like, predictions. Right now, I would say, like, a Tato 4-2 seems reasonable. I'm going to have to go ACCM 4-2 over Sebastian seems reasonable. Hearttt DauT. Oh, they're actually both so similar. That is going to be the best series, I think. Tarzis says 4-1 DauT. Now, chat, Tarzis is French, so there's that French bias. I think realistically, you have to add an extra win or two there for Hearttt, maybe. I could see that being a 4-3. Margugu says 4-0 DauT. All right, Margugu, who's also French and good friends with DauT. DauT is good, but not that good. I disagree. DauT beat Vinchester, who beat Margugu. That Margugu guy is just mind-blowingly good. Oh my god. Easily the most attractive, the most aggressive, the most well-balanced player in our scene. Margugu, my chat agrees. Perfect. But no, seriously. DauT is an animal. I think both of these two deserve their spot. DauT and Hearttt were not at the previous NAC as well, so that would be a new addition to NAC. At least for this iteration, I forget. I don't know if Hearttt was in any of the older ones. So, yeah, guys, that's it. Now, again, for the players who lose tomorrow, they'll have another chance, but they played all weekend, had a shot of qualifying, so obviously they're going to want to get that ticket.